Welcome to AB Adventures. We're currently travelling the east coast of Australia in Vanessa. She's a converted Renault Master 2018 and is our home and transport for this trip. Our first stop was the Gold Coast, where we mainly surfed, visited Hervey Bay and saw some stunning beaches, took a look at colourful and hippie Nimbin, drove to North Queensland, saw some waterfalls, swimming holes and a natural slide, visited the oldest rainforest in the world, walked through the Mossman Gorge with an Indigenous guide, went to Great Tribulation Beach, where the only place in the world where the Great Barrier Reef meets the rainforest, spotted a wild cassowary, explored Magnetic Island and fed wild wallabies, got to meet a rescue koala, used public facilities to shower, slept in car parks and experienced epic sunsets.
Van life can be a bit challenging sometimes, and last night was one of our worst nights. We began our journey from Airlie Beach to Hervey Bay, and we stopped off in Mackay because it was a very big storm. That was the worst storm we've been through as well. Very windy and a lot of heavy rain, so we decided to end the trip early and pull over for the night. We couldn't find anywhere to stay in Mackay. We felt 100% comfortable. We picked a spot in a car park quite far down near the beach. 3 a.m, woke up to some guy knocking on the van trying to get in. We had to tell him to move on. Found a new car parking spot. We had a power cut again, so we both woke up extremely hot. Don't mean to be all negative, there's just reality sometimes. So we're both feeling a bit rough today. We're gonna have our coffee. We're gonna try and figure out a way to get this van charging.
So somehow the fridge actually stayed cold. I don't know whether it's just came back on this morning, but I don't really care. I'm happy that we've got cold coffee. That's it really. I'm going to try and switch the engine on and then reset the batteries, see if that works. So these are where the batteries are. We've got 5 batteries under this chair. I'm going to turn it to the left once, back on, once again, back on. So far that's looking good. It's staying on and it's really sunny today as well. We've got clear blue skies, so hopefully the solar has been charging the batteries this morning. And this is where we stayed last night in the end when we moved at 3 in the morning. It's a car park and that's a golf place over there and a construction site behind me as well. So they were nicer than the other one, and then we're gonna hit the road again after our coffees. So last night, the young guy that was trying to break in tried every door and was knocking. He came here, here, and I initially thought it was the police straight away, and then he was like trying the handles here, here, and at the back. So I woke him up. I was like, Ben, someone's outside. Went through the door. Luckily we have a door. Ben looked, he says some words. The man got on a bicycle and rode away. I think from now on, for the rest of our trip and the future trips, we're gonna maybe park somewhere that is a little bit more houses around to keep safe. Just be careful where you park.
We are now just going to head to the lagoon in the CBD that has 3 tiers and also says shower and a caf, which is everything we need for the morning just to freshen up and refuel ready for our road trip. The thing about a power cut in the van is not only the power, but there's no water, there's no nothing.
We're now nearly at the lagoon in Mackay, and this is an absolute bonus because, as we've mentioned before, there's lots of free things in Australia, and the lagoon is completely free, and it's something really nice to do on hot days where you can't go in the ocean due to the marine life.
So there's 3 tiers to this pool. We've got the upper, middle and then child area. Sadly, the 2 main parts are closed because they're cleaning it. Me and Amber just arrived, but we just want to quickly cool off, so we're going to jump in the kids one, cool down before we head back on the road. It's lovely here though. We even have a big slide down. This is probably the best lagoon we've been to.
We love slides, don't we?
We do love slides. We go to water park just for slides.
Yeah.
So we are currently laying down in the children's pool because it's the only bit of water that we have right now. It's just really nice to just cool the body down.
We are nice and clean now. We do have a shower in our van. Obviously we don't have water right now, but it's an outdoor shower. We just feel we can't like scrub ourselves, you know, in all the bits that we like to. So we do try and use outdoor showers every day or an indoor shower in a swimming pool. And there's always a shower available throughout this whole time we've been traveling the east coast of Australia.
Sometimes more public, sometimes more private, but
yeah.
as the trip's gone on, we've started to care less and less, just shower wherever, like, people have a little look, but...
Yesterday, do you remember? They were like, we had the shower gel, it was going everywhere in Airlie Beach. And they were just like staring at us, like, what are these two doing? Like, everyone that walked past, I was just like, look at the wall, don't look at them.
It's definitely worth it though, after, just to feel clean.
We're now gonna get in the van, and Ben, our coach driver on this trip, is gonna drive 7.5 hours to Herby Bay.
Lucky me. You are about to witness one of the main perks about van life, because I can just go, I'm a wee little bit peckish, you know, and we can just send Amber in the back to go get us some food.
He's always hungry. He's like, I'm hungry, snack time. So I'm going to see what we've got in the back.
Or we can just munch on the road. It is a little bit illegal, but we won't tell if you won't. You know what I mean? It could be our little secret.
We've been on the road for about 3.5 hours and we've just stopped for a quick break. I've made Ben some stir fry and I'm just gonna make a quick salad. We're just opposite some nice cows out there.
How bad is this?
Very bad. This is my number's like first time experience this kind of weather. There's something quite relaxing about driving through it though.
We've not really driven through torrential storms, have we?
Nah, you feel the wind like sway the van. I think all the lorries have just pulled over to call it at night. So we just slow down a bit, take it easy, and it's like a quick flash and then it just passes by.
Good morning. We've woken up in Hervey Bay this morning and the sun is shining. It's so beautiful. We've parked in this car park and it's right opposite the sea. We're just going to have some coffee and enjoy our favourite breakfast, which I'm going to share the recipe for in case you want to make it, because it's very yummy and very refreshing. And then we're just going to enjoy the breakfast on the table opposite the sea. Now this one likes to lie in bed and get coffee delivered like a prince that he is. This is a really easy dish. We like to have our bread as like a rye bread sourdough, and then the base layer is avocados, lime and salt, smash that together in one bowl, and then the top layer is tomatoes, olive oil, salt and pepper and Italian seasoning. And now this is so refreshing. We eat this a lot when we're together on like weekends and stuff like that. So this is how close we are to the beach. We've parked our van right here and the beach is just over here and opposite. It's just so nice being able to park your house like right on the beach. Like, you can only do that with van life, and that's something like we really, really love.
We've only got a short amount of time here, so we're just going to enjoy a bit of time on the beach as it's an extremely lovely day, dip in the sea. Maybe grab another coffee, because we love coffee, just relax before we get back on the road. There is definitely no surf down there, it's extremely flat, but we're just going to lay on them, sunbathe and relax.
They're good inflatable devices, you know.
That's it, it's basically like a paddleboard, even though I think this might be a bit unbalanced. But...
I've actually not really seen a beach this flat in Australia. So it's just really nice to be able to sunbathe on the surfboards. We need to make some good use out of these surfboards. You know? What was that for?
Sun cream's
Yeah, good time to practice your pop-up while it's flat.
crazy waves, dude. Me and Amber are just on the hunt to get our second coffee of the day. Don't know if you've noticed about watching our channel, but we're very addicted to coffee. Oh, it's like midday and we're going to smash another one. 2's our limit though, really.
Two's our limit.
We found this very scenic cafe right on Hervey Bay seafront. We're just enjoying our iced coffees, we have a view, and then we'll head to Rainbow Beach.
So Miss Vanessa here is a fatty bum and she likes her fuel. She costs $200 to fill up to the full, which is a bit depressing for us when we gotta pay, but we get to travel with our house. Oh, she's full, she's had enough. That was one of my favourite drives that we've done. It was so peaceful, just like all the trees. Well, it was relaxing, to be honest. Made me like appreciate what we're doing, me and Amber travelling around. And we try and do these videos to like share the experience with you. I don't know, some things you just gotta get out there and do it yourself. So we'll try and capture as much as we can. If you're watching these videos, you're obviously intrigued, so get out there, go and experience some things.
We're just at Rainbow Beach. This is one of the viewing points looking over it. It is actually a really stunning beach. We're just going to go down and have our lunch/dinner on the sand before we head to the sand dunes.
She cooked that when I was driving. Naughty girl.
How colourful are these steps leading to the beach? Really makes your day. Lovely entrance to the beach as well.
So I mean, Amber just went into one of the shops to try and get a sledge to go down the sand dunes, and the old boy in there actually advised us just to take a bit of cardboard from around the back of his shop.
Cheap and cheerful.
Yeah, he's like, just go in the back, grab one of them, and that will work. So saves a bit of money, recycling, you know what I mean, helping the planet. So we're going to get a bit of cardboard from these big yellow bins, and then go down the sand dunes in there. I reckon that'll be better. Right?
Yeah.
That's a bit big. That'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. We're just walking down to Carlo Sand Blow with our cardboard, and we're catching the sunset in time, and we can see it just piercing through the trees. It looks stunning so far.
Being honest, I do feel a little bit childish because I think everyone's come down for a little like romantic time, and then you're gonna see me and I'm like on the cardboard. So
he was so excited. He was like, "Come on, hurry up, hurry up!" I was like, "I want to slide down the sand dunes."
Give it a bit more effort.
Unfortunately, the cardboard did not work, but we had some fun anyway, running around and a roly-poly down, and I felt really sick.
She did a mad roly-poly, like I caught it on the drone as you saw, but like that was just one continuous one. I think she must have done like 20 or 30 rolls. She committed to that for you lot.
It was spinning and then I felt sick. It's really like lovely up here anyway to come for the views, and we're just going to watch the sunset now.
Yeah, it's very popular. There's a lot of people up here just watching the sunset. It's definitely a unique little spot here.
Hey! Whee! That was good! Nice, babe! This morning we have some very exciting news. We're just on our way to Tincan Bay, where every morning 9 humpback Australian dolphins come to the waters for their breakfast. You only get to feed one of them, but it's still an amazing experience, and it's only $10. So you get the food and you get to feed them and have a really close encounter with a dolphin in its own habitat. How exciting is that? We're just queuing up to feed the dolphins. It's very busy this morning, so I hope they're really hungry. Very excited. And what a great experience that this is. I don't know many places that do this. Apparently this is only one of 3 places in Australia that do, so special place here.
Can you go to the 3rd dolphin and you can feed Luna?
So we're just getting in the water now to feed the dolphins.
Let me introduce you. This is little Luna, who was born on the full moon, and he's only 7. So he won't be fully grown for another 6 or 7 years, and he's very cheeky, that's why he's bumping me. This is his best friend who's a year older, that's Joe. They're very good buddies.
Oh, how cute!
And he's a very smart little dolphin. Very cheeky, aren't you? Yeah. Who would like to feed him first? Okay, so we can't cut him even though it's very tempting, but so just put your hand down and you grip with your thumb here. What you're going to do is put that right down in the water, because that's how they feed in the wild, okay?
Yeah.
Like this. When he's grabbed the edge, you're going to bring your hand back out.
So now?
Yep. He knows what to do, darling. But he'd be more gentle if he tried.
Bless him! Just waiting so patiently.
Down in the water.
Oh, he's
And just offer it to him under the water.
Very gentle, isn't it?
There we go. Right down in the water. Hi, Luna. Lovely manners. So if you can imagine back in 1952, a very badly injured, he had been struck by a boat. Male dolphin came in around the corner and beached himself, and they had to feed him because he couldn't feed himself, and he took a few weeks to get better, swam away, and 3 weeks later the records show that he came back to the same spot and he brought other dolphins with him. So this is a learned behaviour. We have 80 of them that our researcher has counted out in the Great Sandy Strait, but only 8 come in. So they are the ones that have been shown by another dolphin. And it's gradually just building a lot of trust with them. And to early 2000s, the government decided they were going to regulate it because they're a vulnerable species. There's only 1,000 in Australia.
Oh my God!
They're an Australian humpback dolphin.
This is Harmony, so he's about 24. So just remember we can't pat him, okay? So in the water, that's it. Put your hand out.
They get shown the empty bucket, and then they know it's time to go.
Bye! Bye, dolphins! Safe travel, keep safe out there.
Give me one word to describe that, babe.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal, damn.
That was just absolutely amazing to be in the water with them. I didn't even think we was going to be able to get in the water. I thought you'd be able to like lean over the side. And it was just such a good experience. It's literally like made my whole week, made my morning. I'm in such a good mood now.
You can get so close, like you saw in the video, they come right up close, they're very confident. You can't pet them because they don't want to lose their license and that, so they're quite strict on what they want to do and what you can do, which is fair enough because it's very important to keep the dolphins alive.
Also, a big shout out to all those volunteers that work at the Dolphin Feeding Centre. They wake up every day to be there to help the dolphins. We were speaking to one of them and she said every morning the manager checks over the dolphins, sees if they have any cuts or injuries. If they do, they contact SeaWorld. Someone from SeaWorld in Australia, Gold Coast, comes out and helps the dolphins. So these dolphins are being cared for. By you going to feed them, it's a small fee. That money goes towards the dolphins, the feeding, and it's really not a lot to have such an amazing experience.
We began our trip from Airlie Bay to... Where are we going? We began our trip from Airlie Beach to Hervey Bay. We're just going to enjoy the beach before we head down to Rainbow Beach. Is that right?
What are you doing?
Stretching out the neck, mate.